we have large number of legal metrology officers attached with us. We have with us our Honorable Shri B.N. Dixit, Director Legal Metrology, sir. Sir, would you like to speak 2 words, please?
Yes, Astuji, good morning.
Sir, very good morning, sir. Over to you, sir, please.
Very good morning, Sri Astuji, Director Legal Metrology. The legal metrology officers of the central government as well as the state government, various industry officers and other associated people who are joining these very seminars. So legal metrology is one of the important things in the life because the transaction is related with the legal metrology. If we are going for any trade or industry work, there is need of weights and measures. And the weights and measure has been defined only in the Legal Metrology Act 2009. All the units, base units has been defined, supplementary units has been defined. And how these units will be implemented, that also has been defined. Accordingly, there is the Legal Metrology General Rules as well as the standards rules are there, numerations rules are there. So a lot of things has been made for the implementation of the various type of weights and measures. The weights and measures cover the lot of weighing and measuring instruments also. And that weights and measuring instrument has been defined in the Legal Metrology General Rules and which are the part of the which are based on the recommendation of International Organization of Legal Metrology. So that way we find that whatever weights and measures are available are used in India, that is same things is also available throughout the countries, throughout the worldwide. So whether you go in Europe or America or Japan or China, anywhere, you will find the same type of weights and measures and weighing and measuring instruments. There will be no difference in the net quantity you are getting in the various countries because for that the BIPM has been come into the existence and they are monitoring these very things by the implementation of the standard unit of mass, length, volume, electricity and substance, so many other things. They are the various units of weights and measures. All these things are being monitored and implemented through the BIPM. And for that, there are the National Institute also, like National Physical Laboratory in India. So that type of National Physical Laboratories are also available in different countries. So those are known as the NMIs. For the implementation of various type of weighing and measuring instrument, there is provision of the approval of the weights and measures. Those weights and measures are being approved by Government of India as well as by the various other countries. And the CIML also has uh, drafted a new frame of work, that is YMLCS, System of Pattern Approvals. And India is also doing the same work in this very country. So what is approved by Government of India, that is the same is applicable in the other countries also, which are the OIML based countries, CIML approved countries. So another thing is that the net quantity for the consumer as well as for the industry point of view. Now these days, most of the things, even in the raw materials also, are also available in the packaged commodity. And when you talk about the packaged commodity, then you are purchasing a package where the whatever the its quantity, whatever this quality and all that very things is not known. That's the reason the declaration on the prepackaged quantity is required. The legal methodology is ensuring about the net quantity. So when any package is there, what is its net quantity? Then who has manufactured that very packet? Who has imported that very packet? When it has been packed, what is its expiry date and other things? What's its MRP and all that very things? Everything is part of the prepackaged commodity. Now the QR system also has been defined in our packaged commodity rules. So the peoples may adopt the QR system also as it is adopted on the electronic goods. Same may be adopted on various goods which are sold in prepackaged commodities. So Director Sri Asutosh Agarwal will today explain all the latest provision of the weights and measures prepackaged commodity rules which has been amended and which is available for the consumers, for the industries, and for all the people who are in trade and who are the importer of any goods or weights and measures. All these things will be explained by Sri Astos Agarwal, Director Legal Metrology. With these very words, I wish for the success of the programs and over to Sri Astos Agarwal ji. Thank you, Astos ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your always kind and motivating words. So we are always looking towards you for the motivation. You are actually the mentor of our legal metrology system in the country. Thank you very much, sir. Always obliged. Thank you, sir. So,
Thank
sir,
you, sir.
today we are just going to discuss about the Legal Metrology Act and the packaged commodities rules. Now, I am regularly receiving the request from the participants to hold these type of workshops on the legal metrology and the packaged commodities. So, today we are holding this to understand what best we are doing in the legal metrology and where we can do better. Sir, as far as legal metrology is concerned, it is nothing. Metrology is measurement. And when this metrology is under some rules, under some regulations, it is known as the legal metrology. Application of legal requirements to measurements and measuring instruments. All type of measurements, weighing and measuring instruments are covered under the legal metrology. The purpose is to establish and enforce standards of weights and measures. As we are all aware, there are certain facts, certain laws, rules, regulations, etc. in the legal methodology and the standards all over the world. We are also, being the OML member country or the international member country, we are also following the same standards, laws, which are applicable in many of the developed countries. We are at par with them. Legal methodology ensures correct quantity in transaction and accurate measurements and measuring instruments for transaction or protection. Any equipment which is used in transaction or protection is required to be correct and has to provide the correct measurements. It regulates trade and commerce, which used to be taking place in terms of weight, measures, or other goods which are sold in terms of weight, measure, or number. It also regulates all type of prepackaged commodities available in the country or being sold in the country. We are all aware in India we have the constitutional provisions under which the subject of weights and measures is very well defined. If we talk about entry 50 of the union list, which is list 1, it speaks about the establishment of standards of weights and measures. तो कहने का मतलब क्या हुआ, जो लीगल मेट्रोलॉजी है ये सारी चीजों को कवर करता है. इट कवर्स ऑल टाइप ऑफ ट्रांजेक्शंस, all type of weighing and measuring instruments which are used for any transaction and protection. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रोविजंस की बात करें तो जो यूनियन लिस्ट है अंडर यूनियन एंट्री 50 ऑफ द यूनियन लिस्ट ये बताता है एस्टेब्लिशमेंट ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ वेट्स एंड मेजर्स कि कैसे जो स्टैंडर्ड्स है वेट्स एंड मेजर्स के वो एस्टेब्लिश किए जाएंगे इन आवर कंट्री, how they will be manufactured, what will be their specifications, and being in the union list, ये जो रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ये सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की है कि कैसे सारे के सारे वेइंग और मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स को या वेट्स और मेजर्स के लॉस को बनाया जाएगा। इसके अलावा जो हमारे पास एंट्री 33A है विच इज इन द कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट, इट स्पीक्स अबाउट द वेट्स एंड मेजर्स एक्सेप्ट द एस्टेब्लिशमेंट ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड्स। इट स्पीक्स कि किस तरीके से एनफोर्समेंट होगा या इंप्लीमेंटेशन होगा कंट्री के अंदर सारे के सारे वेट्स एंड मेजर्स लॉज का, रूल्स का या इक्विपमेंट्स का। It is the joint responsibility of the central and the union government. हम एक छोटा सा वीडियो देखते हैं कि किस तरीके से ये जो ट्रांजेक्शन है हमारा क्या हिस्टोरिकल रूट्स हैं इन वेट्स एंड मेजर्स के लिए, तो ताकि सब लोगों को थोड़ा सा और क्लैरिटी आएगा।
Scriptures of Vedic period, weights and measures. We have recorded the history of the measurement system in Indus Valley civilization with surviving sub.
Is it visible to all? Is it visible, the screen as well as the video as well as the audio? Okay. Few of you are saying that it is visible and few are saying not.
Uniform units of length were used in the planning of several ancient sites. Later, metrology flourished in Maurya and Mughal empires with the development of standard units for length, weight, and volume. Metrology took a definite shape during the colonial period, but independent Bharat adopted the international metering system in 1956. Bharat is taking rapid strides. Bharat is the fastest rising economic power in the world. Legal metrology is contributing significantly in promotion of trade and exports, like quality and quantity assurance in global markets. It has given rise to export-centric ecosystem in the country. By adopting international standards, legal metrology is promoting trade and export of weighing and measuring instruments worldwide. A robust legal metrology framework ensures public guarantee of precision, security, and accuracy in various types of weighments and measurements. Mandatory declarations on packaged commodities have ensured safety of general consumers. A network of state-of-the-art regional reference standard laboratories provide technical support to legal metrology by verification, testing, and calibration of weighing and measuring instruments. The Indian Institute of Legal Metrology at Ranchi imparts professional training to national and international participants from neighboring and developing countries in metrology. Much to our pride, Bharat is now issuing authority to the International Organization of Legal Metrology Certification System, in which measuring instruments are assessed and verified in an authorized laboratory. At present, 12 countries were approved by OIML for issuing OIML certificates. Now, Bharat is the 13th country in the world which can also issue OIML approved certificate. Regional Reference Standard Laboratory at Ahmedabad has been approved by OIML to conduct performance, endurance, quality, safety, and accuracy tests as per established international standards. Based on recommendations of laboratory, Department of Consumer Affairs may issue OIML certificate, which is accepted worldwide as a single pass to enter in various country markets. Earlier, if a measuring instrument manufacturer desires to enter in the international market, one has to apply to the internationally approved issuing authority of other countries, which requires a lot of time and money. But currently, this cumbersome process is no more for Indian manufacturers. Recognition by OIML is a milestone achievement testifying technical progress of Bharat. That saving of precious foreign exchange, creation of ample employment opportunities, and promotion of innovations are other hallmark parts of legal metrology. Indian weighing and measuring instruments are making a big headway in global markets. Bharat can issue the OIML approved certificates not only for our own manufacturers, it can also support the manufacturers of other countries and can earn foreign exchange. Legal metrology has become one of the torchbearers in New Bharat, paving way to make it a $5 trillion economy by 2030.
I'm sorry, I think video was not visible to all. I will again share it. I will share it again. Just a moment.
वीडियो ऑटोमेटिकली नीचे कीजिए, नीचे वाला को लीजिए और स्क्रीन पर क्लिक कीजिए, वीडियो को
This will get.
In Bharat, several ancient scriptures of Vedic period mention weights and measures. We have recorded history of measurement system in Indus Valley civilization with surviving samples. Uniform units of length were used in the planning of several ancient sites. Later, metrology flourished during Maurya and Mughal empires with the development of standard units for length, weight and volume. Metrology took a definite shape during colonial period, but independent Bharat adopted the international metric system in 1956. Bharat is taking rapid strides. Bharat is the fastest rising economic power in the world. Legal metrology is contributing significantly in promotion of trade and exports by quality and quantity assurance in global markets. It has given rise to export-centric ecosystem in the country. By adopting international standards, legal metrology is promoting trade and export of weighing and measuring instruments worldwide. A robust legal metrology framework ensures public guarantee of precision, security and accuracy in various types of weighments and measurements. Mandatory declarations on packaged commodities have ensured safety of general consumers. A network of state-of-art regional reference standard laboratories provide technical support to legal metrology by verification, testing and calibration of weighing and measuring instruments. The Indian Institute of Legal Metrology at Ranchi imparts professional training to national and international participants from neighboring and developing countries in legal metrology. Much to our pride, Bharat is now issuing authority to the International Organization of Legal Metrology Certification System, in which measuring instruments are assessed and verified in an authorized laboratory. At present, 12 countries were approved by OIML for issuing OIML certificates. Now, Bharat is the 13th country in the world which can also issue OIML approved certificate. Regional Reference Standard Laboratory at Ahmedabad has been approved by OIML to conduct performance, endurance, quality, safety and accuracy tests as per established international standards. Based on recommendations of laboratory, Department of Consumer Affairs may issue OIML certificate which is accepted worldwide as a single pass to enter in various country markets. Earlier, if a measuring instrument manufacturer desired to enter in the international market, one has to apply to the internationally approved issuing authority of other countries, which requires lot of time and money. But currently, this cumbersome process is no more for Indian manufacturers. Recognition by OIML is a milestone global achievement testifying technical prowess of Bharat. Earning and saving of precious foreign exchange, creation of ample employment opportunities, and promotion of innovations are other hallmark impacts of legal metrology. Indian weighing and measuring instruments are making a big headway in global markets. Bharat can issue the OIML approved certificates not only for our own manufacturers but can also support the manufacturers of other countries and can earn foreign exchange. Legal metrology has become one of the torchbearers in New Bharat, paving way to make it a $5 trillion economy by 2030.
Thank you. So this is the way how we are working in the legal metrology. As we have already seen, the first act was the 1956 Act. It was the landmark legislation which laid down the foundation for a comprehensive legal metrology framework for ensuring fairness and transparency in trade. Later on, the legal metrology, the Standards of Weights and Measures Act 1976, and the Standards of Weights and Measures Enforcement Act 1985 came into the existence. These two acts developed the whole legal metrology system in our country since 1976. And from 2011, we are actually implementing the Legal Metrology Act 2009 from 1st of April 2011. Legal metrology covers all type of weighing and measuring instruments. These are few examples. Maybe it may be a dharam kata or a weighbridge. It may be the blood pressure meter, thermometer, petrol dispensing unit. So there are a large number of weighing and measuring instruments which are covered under this legal metrology. Under this Legal Metrology Act 2009, many rules have been framed by the Union of India and state governments. If we talk about the Union of India, the central government has framed the legal metrology general rules. General rules speaks about the weighing and measuring instrument, how a weighing and measuring instrument will be manufactured, how it will be tested, verified and stamped after a regular period of time, what will be the period of time, what will be its verification, how it will be done. All these parameters, all these provisions are made under the Legal Metrology General Rules 2011. The next is the legal metrology packaged commodities, how a packaged commodity will be manufactured in our country or will be imported in our country, what are the declarations required, how the net quantity will be checked. All these are given under the packaged commodities. So जो लगता है देखने से जितने भी packaged commodity आप देखते हैं, they are covered under large number of rules and the regulations. क्या क्या declarations होंगे, कैसे कैसे होंगे, वो सारी की सारी चीजें packaged commodities rules के अंदर इंश्योर की जाती हैं. और जो जनरल रूल्स हैं हमारे, वो बात करते हैं कि किस तरीके से वेइंग और मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट को बनाया जाएगा. वी हैव अप्रूवल ऑफ मॉडल्स रूल्स 2011. एक्चुअली ये सारे कंट्रीज की रिक्वायरमेंट है, इंटरनेशनल रिक्वायरमेंट होती है हमारी कि जितने भी वेइंग और मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट बनाए जाते हैं या इंपोर्ट किए जाते हैं, उनका जो कंट्री ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चर है या कंट्री ऑफ इंपोर्ट है, वहां पर उनका अप्रूवल होता है बिफोर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग और इंपोर्ट, सो दैट ये इंश्योर किया जा सके कि जो वेइंग और मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट बनाया जा रहा है, इट इज एज पर द स्पेसिफिकेशंस और द रूल्स विच आर मेड फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर इक्विपमेंट. हमारे पास लीगल मेट्रोलॉजी में बहुत सारे इक्विपमेंट है, जैसे वेइंग मशीन हो सकती हैं, इसके अलावा आपका रेलवे ब्रिजेस हैं, पेट्रोल पंप्स हैं, फ्लो मीटर्स हैं. लार्ज नंबर ऑफ वेइंग एंड मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स आर ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल in the General Rules 2011. We have another set of rules which is National Standards Rules. These National Standards Rules are also very important and they actually specify कि किस तरीके से जो सारे के सारे technical units हैं हमारे, in physics, in chemistry, wherever we are using any type of technical or the scientific unit, these are all covered under the National Standards Rules. Even the base units, derived units and complementary units all are covered under the National Standards Rules, including the units, not only the units but the values, their values, like Boltzmann constant, like speed of light, every value is given under the National Standards Rules. The legal metrology numeration rules, how a numeration will be written, it is also very important. In India we used to write like before the decimal, after the decimal 2 zeros, before the decimal 3 zeros, and then in terms of 2 zeros. That means thousand, lakhs, crores, Arab, Kharab, Nil, Padam, like that. So this is the Indian standard, Indian system of numeration. At the international level, we used to write before the decimal in the digits of 3 digits. That means thousands, million, billion, trillion, like that. So this is the way how we have a method of numeration. I was surprised to know even in India, this system goes up to infinity. We even at international level at OML and the BIPM, we are still working or struggling 10 raised to the power up to 30 only, plus 30 and minus 30. But when we see about our Indian system, that was going above 100, maybe up to infinity. How many zeros you can count, and they have given their names. What will be the name after this digit or after this number? So this is all covered under the Indian numeration system. पहले से चला आ रहा है न्यूमरेशन हमारा. इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ लीगल मेट्रोलॉजी रूल्स, हमारे पास एक ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट है जिसके भी रूल बनाए गए हैं. और इसके अलावा अभी हम लोग एक बहुत अच्छा काम हम लोगों ने किया है गवर्नमेंट अप्रूव्ड टेस्ट सेंटर का, बिकॉज वेरिफिकेशन का काम बहुत बड़ा काम है देश में. और इस वेरिफिकेशन के काम में बिकॉज हमारे पास जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है हमारे स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के पास या सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास सारे के सारे इक्विपमेंट का इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है. आज भी हम लोग ब्लड प्रेशर मीटर को और थर्मोमीटर को वेरीफाई नहीं कर पाए हैं इतने सालों के बाद भी. तो गवर्नमेंट ने प्लान किया, डिसाइड किया कि हम कुछ कुछ इक्विपमेंट्स को जिनको हम लोग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं वेरिफिकेशन, वो अपने जो प्राइवेट लैब्स हैं उनके थ्रू वेरिफिकेशन कराना स्टार्ट कर दें। सो इसके लिए एक रूल्स ऑफ सेट ऑफ रूल बनाया गया, दिस इज कॉल्ड गवर्नमेंट अप्रूव्ड टेस्ट सेंटर रूल्स 2013, सो दैट जो रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है in between the government and the private can be shared. Apart from these Union of India rules, we have the state governments enforcement rules. Every state government has framed their own enforcement rules. If we talk about the Legal Metrology Act, it is applicable to all type of trade and transactions to provide assurance, accuracy of quantity delivered in all transactions, declarations of prepackaged commodities, verification of stamping of every weight and measure before sale or putting into use. It may be weighbridge, it may be petrol pump, it may be gold weighing machine, etc. Verification of weights and measures by a government approved test center, we have already discussed. Prohibition on manufacture, रिपेयर और सेल ऑफ वेट और मेजर विदाउट लाइसेंस। ये इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे जनरली क्या देखा गया है, ये एक लाइसेंस्ड वर्क होता है, क्योंकि कहीं ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि कोई भी वेइंग और मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट बना करके जो कि गलत मार्केट में आ जाए या उसकी गलती से रिपेयरिंग हो जाए या सेल हो जाए। तो इसके लिए जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, रिपेयरिंग और जो सेल होती है एनी टाइप ऑफ वेइंग एंड मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट, इट इज licensed through the given by our state governments controllers of the legal methodology. The act has a provision of nominating one director by a company. ये देखा जाता था पहले कि all the directors of the company used to be booked or used to be issued the notice whenever there is a violation of the legal metrology act. इसको थोड़ा सा इजी करने के लिए it was allowed, it was permitted कि आप कंपनी जो है वो एक डायरेक्टर को नॉमिनेट कर सकती हैं अंडर द लीगल मेट्रोलॉजी। सारा ऑनलाइन प्रोसेस है, अपना एक ऑनलाइन नॉमिनेट कर दीजिए, आपको सर्टिफिकेट भी मिल जाएगा और वो सर्टिफिकेट वेबसाइट पर हमेशा अवेलेबल रहता है। तो सो दैट if there is a violation of the Legal Metrology Act, only that director of the company or other responsible persons will be actually responsible. Otherwise, rest of the directors will not be responsible for any offense or the violation. Transaction of solid commodities should be in kilogram and the liquid commodities should be in liter. जब हम यूनिट्स की बात करते हैं, दिस इज द ओनली लीगल मेट्रोलॉजी एक्ट 2009 which actually prescribes about the metric system of units. In India, we used to use only the metric system of units or the SI system of units. Since 1956, we decided that with the phases of time, all the units will be the SI system of units. That was the decision taken by our forefathers long back. According to that standard, the base unit of length is mass, kilogram is base unit of mass is kilogram, length is meter, time is second, current is ampere, temperature is Kelvin, luminous intensity is candela, and the amount of substance is mole. CGPM, the General Conference of Weights and Measures, in November 2018 revised the definition of SI system of units. Now all definitions of SI system of units are linked with the universal constants. Earlier they were linked with the artifacts which were placed at Paris, France. You are aware of that. सबको पता है कि पहले हम क्या करते थे, एक प्लेटिनम इरिडियम का टुकड़ा है जो कि आपका फ्रांस में रखा हुआ है, हमारा जो नेशनल प्रोटोटाइप है हम वहां लेके जाते थे, आफ्टर एवरी 10 इयर्स उसको वेरीफाई करके लाते थे। अभी हमने क्या कहा है कि सारे के सारे जो यूनिट्स होंगे वो आपके लिंक्ड होंगे विद द नेचुरल कॉन्स्टेंट्स। क्या है वो नेचुरल कांस्टेंट्स? फॉर एग्जांपल मास के लिए हमने कहा इट इज लिंक्ड विद द प्लैंक्स कांस्टेंट, इट इज ऑलवेज कांस्टेंट, यूनिवर्सल। मीटर स्पीड ऑफ लाइट विल बी मीटर m will be the speed of light and it is again a constant. Second S is the hyperfine transaction frequency of cesium atom, how the cesium atom vibrates and it transits the hyperfine frequency of cesium. Ampere is the current, which is the elementary charge. Kelvin is the Boltzmann constant, again a constant. Mole is the Avogadro constant, which is again a constant. Candela is the luminous efficacy of monochromatic radiation of frequency 540 terahertz. What will be the luminous efficacy? कितना चमक पैदा करेगा जो एक मोनोक्रोमेटिक रेडिएशन है जिसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी 540 terahertz है. All these units have zero uncertainties because they are linked with the universal constant. So सबके सिंबल्स भी दिए गए हैं. ये पूरा एक इंटरनेशनल सिस्टम है जो कि हमने इंडिया ने भी अडॉप्ट किया है 2019 से, 2020 से. इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द हायरकी चार्ट, बहुत अच्छी बात ये होती है, जैसे आपने देखा होगा किसी भी सिस्टम में हायरकी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होती है कि कैसे एक सिस्टम चलेगा विद द हायरकी. हमारा जो वेइंग एंड मेजरिंग सिस्टम है इसके अंदर भी पूरी एक हायरकी बनाई गई है. फॉर एग्जांपल सबसे पहले हमारे पास आता है इंटरनेशनल स्टैंडर्ड विच इज प्लेस्ड एट पेरिस फ्रांस. उसके बाद हमारा आता है नेशनल प्रोटोटाइप। नेशनल प्रोटोटाइप हमारा नेशनल फिजिकल लेबोरेटरी दिल्ली में रखा गया है, मास की मैं बात कर रहा हूं। ये नेशनल फिजिकल लेबोरेटरी से आफ्टर एवरी 10 ईयर्स इसको हम भेजते हैं पेरिस फ्रांस में, जहां से हम इसको 10 सालों के बाद वेरीफाई कराते हैं ऑन रेगुलर बेसिस। तो ये जो 10 साल बाद हम इंटरनेशनल लेवल से वेरीफाई कराते हैं, जब हमारे पास अपना सिस्टम इंडिया में ये ऐसा सिस्टम बन जाएगा या जो नेचुरल कांस्टेंट से हमें वेरीफाई करना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा, तो हमें ये भेजना बंद कर देंगे हम लोग। अभी हमें करना पड़ेगा जब तक हमारा सिस्टम डेवलप नहीं होता। इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे कुछ कंट्रीज ने लाइक यूएस, यूके, जर्मनी, इन लोगों ने डेवलप किया है। रेफरेंस स्टैंडर्ड्स में जो वेरिफिकेशन है, हमारी जितनी भी रेफरेंस स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं वो हमारी रेफरेंस स्टैंडर्ड्स लैब्स में रखे गए हैं, रीजनल रेफरेंस स्टैंडर्ड्स लैबोरेटरीज। हमारी आज की डेट में 6 रीजनल रेफरेंस स्टैंडर्ड्स लैबोरेटरीज वर्क कर रही हैं, अहमदाबाद, बैंगलोर, भुवनेश्वर, फरीदाबाद, गुवाहाटी एंड वाराणसी। ये जो 6 रीजनल रेफरेंस स्टैंडर्ड्स लैबोरेटरीज हैं, यहाँ पर ये रेफरेंस स्टैंडर्ड्स रखे हैं। इन रेफरेंस स्टैंडर्ड्स को हम लोग लगातार आफ्टर एवरी 3 ईयर्स नेशनल प्रोटोटाइप से कैलिब्रेट करने के लिए एनपीएल में भेजते हैं। और हमारे पास ये एक सेट नहीं होता, वी हैव अबाउट 4 to 5 sets of these reference standards which used to be calibrated on regular basis with the National Physical Laboratory, and at any point of time there is no chance where when this unbreakable chain of traceability can be broken. Secondary standards. After these reference standards, we have the secondary standards, and these secondary standards are placed at our state government's legal metrology laboratories, which are few in every state, maybe 1 or 2 or maybe 5, 6, considering the size of the state. And then we have working standard laboratories. Working standard laboratories are my officers, the state government, local officers, local legal metrology officers at the state level, who has a working standard laboratory. We have more than 1100 working standard laboratories which are working in our country even at the taluka level, not the district, but up to the taluka level. I have my officers who are working at all places. Then we have commercial weights which are used in trade and protection, transaction or trade. All these weights are also calibrated with the working standards after every 2 years. So this is the way how we have this system of traceability in India. Not only in India, all over the world the system is like that. We have 6 regional reference standards laboratories which used to test these weighing and measuring instruments. They used to verify the legal standards of the state governments. They used to calibrate the weighing and measuring instruments of the industries. We are also working on another project which is dissemination of time. I will discuss with you. And we also used to regular organize these type of programs. As you are all aware, on every Saturday, this legal methodology organized this program during 11 to 12:30 to have new topics which are coming up in the technology, in the science, in the legal, or different topics. So we are always doing this type of outreach programs. Even we have started another very new concept during on every Tuesday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. We are holding a video conference with all the stakeholders. Any of the person, any of the industry who has any doubt in the legal methodology can come up at that time and ask their doubts, their any confusion about the legal methodology. And even myself and my state government senior officers are all present during that conference on every Tuesday during 4 to 5 p.m. The link and every detail is available on our website, consumeraffairs.gov.in. So anybody can join that program. We have one training institute which is providing the training to all the legal methodology officers of our country, as well as the nearby foreign countries. We are regularly getting the request from the neighboring countries. Even our officers are developing the legal methodology system in neighboring countries. We are regularly helping them. We are regularly providing these trainings to the international participants in the industries, repairers, manual assistants, manufacturers of packaged commodities. So we have even the petrol pump dealers. Everyone is actually getting the training from our institute, which is at the Ranchi. The Legal Metrology Act provides that all weighing and measuring instruments which are used in any transaction or protection need to be verified and stamped. What is transaction and protection, and how it will be defined? Actually, under the Act, Section 2K and 2U define what is protection and what is transaction. If we talk about the protection means that any of the weighing or measuring instrument which is used or the observations taken from that equipment are used for the well-being of a human being or an animal or the vegetation or a commodity, then this weighing or measuring instrument will be covered under the term protection. बहुत सिंपल सी बात है, हमने किसी भी इक्विपमेंट से जो रीडिंग ले रहे हैं वेइंग और मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट से, यदि वो वेइंग और मेजरिंग इंस्ट्रूमेंट की रीडिंग किसी ह्यूमन बीइंग के लिए, एनिमल के लिए या किसी कमोडिटी के लिए वेलबींग के लिए यूज होती है, तो हम बोलेंगे कि उस इक्विपमेंट का वेरिफिकेशन होना चाहिए और इट इज कवर्ड अंडर द टर्म प्रोटेक्शन। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ये पर्सन वेइंग मशीन की बात करें तो जो पर्सन वेइंग मशीन है उससे हम कई बार क्या करते हैं, अपनी हेल्थ को डिसाइड करते हैं, या जो हॉस्पिटल्स में कई जगह पर जो डॉक्टर्स हैं वो प्रिस्क्राइब करते हैं कि व्हाई द वेट इज लूजिंग और वेट इज इंक्रीजिंग, सो लॉट ऑफ things are covered like blood pressure meter, thermometer, they are all covered under the definition of protection। तो जो प्रोटेक्शन है वो ह्यूमन बींग्स का भी हो सकता है, एनिमल्स का भी हो सकता है, और कमोडिटी या आपका वेजिटेशन और थिंग, वेदर इंडिविजुअली और कलेक्टिवली किसी का भी हो सकता है। सो फॉर ऑल दिस प्रोटेक्शन द weighing and measuring instrument need to be verified and stamped। Transaction is nothing. It is any contract, whether for sale, purchase, exchange, or for any other purpose, or any assessment of royalty, toll, or duty, or other dues, or the assessment of any work done, wages due, or services rendered. So we used to say that wherever any type of transaction or the trade is happening, we used to say that this will fall under the term transaction, and that weighing and measuring instrument need to be verified and stamped at a regular interval of time as per the act or as per the law. Seal is nothing. It is a process by which we put a stamp on a weighing or measuring instrument to ensure that this equipment is correct or this is as per the rules, as per the specifications. Stamp is a mark, maybe by impressing, casting, engraving, etching, branding, affixing, pre-stamp paper seal, or others by other ways to just ensure that this seal cannot be broken because the seal is very important, stamp is very important on all weighing and measuring instruments. Whenever you are using or you are observing any of the weighing and measuring instrument used in the market, it has been stamped and verified by the legal metrology officers. All weighing and measuring instruments are verified and stamped. I can give you this guarantee. And at the time of verification and stamping, we have the repairers of our country. Large number of repairers are available who used to repair them, who used to calibrate them wherever required, and our officers used to check and verify all these weighing and measuring instruments in our country. But the number is very large, and we actually have to develop some system in our country by which we can ensure that all weighing and measuring instruments, whether they are actually doing by officers or not, like blood pressure meter or thermometer, are verified and stamped in the country. Thank you. Verification is nothing. We are just comparing a weighing or measuring instrument or any of the weighing and measuring instrument with the standard equipment. After comparing that, we can say yes, it is actually at par with it, or it is within tolerance limit. That is called the verification. It also includes the calibration, re-verification, etc. It is basically a process of comparing, checking, testing, or adjusting with a view to ensure that such weight or measure conforms to the standards established by or under this act. Label means you have seen that whenever you are going to buy a prepackaged commodity, there is a label over it. On this label, we have all declarations. It may be written, marked, stamped, printed, or graphic matter affixed to or appearing upon any prepackaged commodity. So it does not mean that the label should be only printed. It may be written, it may be marked, it may be stamped. All are allowed. For weighing and measuring instruments, these are the few mandatory compliances which have to be done by every manufacturer, packer, or manufacturer, or importer of or seller or repairer of weighing and measuring instrument. Registration. If you are going to import any weighing or measuring instrument, it has to be the company has to be registered under Section 19 of the Legal Metrology Act, and we have complete online system. There is no hard copies of any of the application. You have to apply online, and you will get the certificate online. All these certificates are generally uploaded, or not generally, are uploaded on the website, on the portal itself, as well as they are uploaded on our websites. The department's website, consumeraffairs.gov.in, and as well as on the portal, so that the consumer or the industry can always find where is my certificate. They can search, they can find it very easily. Not only these certificates, all the training certificates whatsoever we are doing today, or we are issuing the certificates, all our certificates available on our portal, which we are all aware. I have already shared you in this group or in the social media platforms. Jago Grahak Jago .gov.in/seminars. So anybody who has participated in any of the training program, he can find his certificate over there. All the certificates are there, and individually also you can find the certificate. If you see that there's some problem, you kindly mail it to me, because it is very difficult to handle thousands of the calls on my mobile. It becomes very difficult for me. You mail it, we'll try to resolve the issue. Every person before importing, manufacturing, or any weight or measure need to seek approval under Section 22. No person shall manufacture, repair, or sell any weight or measure unless he holds a valid license. License is issued by the state government legal metrology departments. Our controllers and other officers used to issue this license. Any weight or measure used in any transaction or for protection needs to be verified under Section 24 of the Act. At present, this is done by my legal metrology officers of the state government. We have also introduced a new concept of declaration of unit sale price. You must have seen on the biscuit, on the oil, on most of the products, you must be observing with the MRP, maximum retail price, there is another declaration which is called unit sale price, USP. Declaration of month and year of manufacture. For electronic products, we have allowed few declarations can be given through the QR code for just resolving their problems. Weights or measures which are used by industries for their internal purpose are not required verification. Adopting a uniform procedure throughout the country to avoid double stamping of weights and measures, we have very clearly defined under the rules that these weighing machines can be transported from one state to another state with verification, or they will be verified at the place of verification. So it is very clearly defined so that there should not be any confusion with the state, with the industry, very clearly. Yes, we have also decriminalized few sections. Under the Legal Metrology Act, all the sections are criminal sections. To resolve the issues, or to just understand the people, or to just resolve the, to just safeguard, or not to safeguard, just ease of doing business. Few of the sections have been decriminalized, which are not actually affecting a lot. These sections, however, the penalties have been increased by multiple times in lakhs. For non-standard use of non-standard weight or measure, if somebody is by mistake doing non-standard, maybe he forgot to get it verified, then it has been decriminalized, but the fine is very high. Penalty for manufacture or sale of non-standard weight or measure, again the penalty is very high now, but it is not criminal now. The criminal proceedings will not be taken place against him. Penalty for making any transaction, deal, or contract in contravention of the prescribed standard. Penalty for quoting or publishing any etc. of non-standard units. Earlier it was the criminal offense, because somebody if declares or somebody advertise in the newspaper unit which is not actually the standard unit, then it was criminal offense, but it is not like that, not now. Penalty for non-production of documents. If somebody is not producing the documents, earlier it was a criminal offense, but now it is not. Penalty for sale or delivery of commodities by non-standard weight or measure, by services by non-standard weight or measure. And we have also made a provision of under Section 41 for compounding. Earlier, for the first offense, its compounding was not defined, but now it has been compounded. Penalty for giving false information or false return. It can be compounded for the but the compounding offense, compounding amount has been increased by multiple times. As we were discussing, the legal metrology is working on a very good project, which is the time dissemination project. In our country, even till now, we are not having this time dissemination or this time of our own. We are actually depending upon the geopositioning satellite of other countries by which we are getting our time. So to develop this, to have this our own time, we are working on this project. ये project बहुत जल्दी हमारा आ जाएगा. I have a small video.
As millions in India go about their daily lives, a silent times revolution will unify and synchronize India into a single time reference, that is, the Indian Standard Time. New India will herald a time of its own, a synchronized system which will disseminate India's time to come uniformly across all corners of India. Telecom service providers and internet service providers are synchronized to NIST USA time, either through GPS or NTP pool. As a result, there is always uncertainty of time like the time of your Aadhaar authentication or at the time of Indian Railways ticket booking and the airports, communication devices across country. In order to cater to the ever-increasing needs of India Standard Time by several organizations in the country, the dissemination of time will be done by Ministry of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution through its regional reference standards laboratories from 5 geographical regions of the country. So in terms of cyber security, where every second is crucial, where within a fraction of a second, thousands of emails and digital messages are sent and received across the continent.
So we are working on this project of dissemination of Indian Standard Time. And I hope by the end of this year, we will be in a position and all the networks, all the clocks of this country, whether strategic sector or non-strategic sectors, will be connected with this Indian Standard Time by the end of this year. Since last many years, we are working on it. It will save the cyber security, etc. for the whole country through our regional reference standards laboratories. We have also drafted the Indian Standard Time rules. We have got very few comments earlier, and we are planning to again upload it on our website so that we can get more comments on this very important topic. The timing scale integration has been completed in all 4 RSS: Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, and Faridabad. And we will install it very soon at Guwahati, maybe by the end of this June. Disaster Recovery Center we are establishing at RSL Bangalore. It will actually, the purpose of this DRC or the Disaster Recovery Center is to restore disrupted systems, data and applications after a disaster or significant disruption. So that, we have one system at National Physical Laboratory in New Delhi. The similar system we are developing or we are establishing at Regional Reference Standard Laboratory, Bangalore. The key initiatives or the highlights of these rules are, the rules are defining the Indian Standard Time, mandatory use of Indian Standard Time, IST, penalties for non-compliance, and exception to use Indian Standard Time. Draft rules were uploaded on the website for comments. Now we are just finalizing, but we are thinking to again re-upload it so that we can again get few more comments if possible.
आपका जो है विजिट होगा, मतलब आपका रिप्रेजेंटेटिव
My
आएंगे।
request to all the participants to switch off your mic.
हाँ जी, हाँ जी। तो आप बताइए, उसका स्टेटस मुझे देख के बताएंगे, मैं एप्लीकेशन नंबर आपको बता दूं तो।
कौन बोल रहे हैं? संतोष जी?
हाँ
संतोष जी?
हाँ सर, हाँ नहीं होगा तो इसको आप विड्रॉ करके फ्रेश कर दीजिए मेरा भी।
राम ठाकुर, आपकी आवाज आ रही है?
अगर पहले इसको चेक कर लीजिए, अगर इसमें अपडेट है कि हाँ विजिट हो सकता है तो फिर ठीक है, रहने दीजिए, नहीं तो फिर फ्रेश। प्लीज कंटिन्यू सर।
Thank you. So we actually, as we have already discussed, we are working on this project. Very soon we will be in a position to disseminate our own time. We are working, actually India is an OML member country since 1956. It was established in 1955, and we at Paris, we are having 63 member states and 64 corresponding members. It is basically to harmonize national laws and regulations on performance of measuring instruments, international commerce of measuring instruments and affected products, to ensure quality measurements for public and worker health and safety and protection of environment, and to harmonize national procedures for testing and verifying the performance of measuring instruments. In India, the OML certificates issuing authority as we have become. We are all aware that the Legal Metrology Division, Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India, is now the OML issuing authority. We have issued few certificates. It is a single certificate which is accepted worldwide, which reduce redundancy and saving resources. We are the 13th country which can issue the OML approval certificates to be available or to be used all over the world. This is the screenshot when we became the 13th member of the country. 8th 10th of August 2013. This is the name of the Legal Metrology India. This is the laboratory, Ahmedabad. There are few advantages when we became the OML member country: standardization and cost reduction, revenue generation. Yes, we can generate revenue also, because many of the countries or many of the manufacturers outside our India who are manufacturing these equipments need to get OML approval. We have impact on OML policies. We can export expansion for manufacturers, influence on other member countries, and we can enhance reliability and authenticity. Now, Indian manufacturers or their agents can obtain OML certificates for their weighing and measuring instruments from Indian OML Issuing Authority from Legal Metrology Division, Department of Consumer Affairs. These are the major weighing and measuring instruments: radar, alcohol breath analyzer, ship tank found at ports, price computing scales, crane, moisture meter, petrol dispensing units, clinical thermometers, etc. So there are a large number of weighing and measuring instruments. These are the new weighing and measuring instruments which we are bringing into the picture, or we are very shortly, we will be developing the rules or the standards for these weighing and measuring instruments, maybe EEG, maybe ECG, how it will be calibrated, how we can develop this facility. We are working on all these equipment. If we talk about the prepackaged commodities, is again one of the very important rule, because nowadays most of the products are available in the form of the prepackaged commodities. Section 2L of the Act defines a prepackaged commodity that it may be packed or it may be sealed or open for whatsoever nature. However, when the product was placed inside the packet, at that time the purchaser was not present. Behind the purchaser, or in the absence of the purchaser, the product was packed in a prepackaged commodity or in a container. Section 18(1) provides for declarations that any of the prepackaged commodity which will be manufactured, packed, sell, import, distribute for distribution of prepackaged commodities, it cannot happen unless these prepackaged commodities have all declarations required on it. जब तक सारे के सारे declarations एक prepackaged commodity के ऊपर नहीं होंगे, तब तक उस prepackaged commodity को import करना या sell करना allowed नहीं है. सेक्शन 18(2) प्रोवाइड करता है कि जो एडवर्टाइजमेंट होगा जिसमें रिटेल सेल प्राइस को मेंशन करेंगे, इट शुड कंटेन द नेट क्वांटिटी विद नंबर, सब और सॉरी नेट क्वांटिटी और नंबर. जैसे आपने एमआरपी किसी प्रीपैकेज कमोडिटी का डिक्लेयर किया कि ये 100 रुपए का प्रोडक्ट है, तो वहां पर ये भी मेंशन करना मैंडेटरी है कि उसमें क्वांटिटी कितनी है, सो दैट द कंज्यूमर कैन अंडरस्टैंड कि कितनी क्वांटिटी का क्या कॉस्ट है. इसके जो पेनल प्रोविजंस हैं वो भी लीगल मेट्रोलॉजी एक्ट के अंदर बनाए गए हैं. सेक्शन 36(1) स्पीक्स अबाउट द सेलिंग, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, पैकिंग, इंपोर्टिंग, डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग, delivering or otherwise transferring, offering, exposing or purchasing for sale any prepackaged commodity which does not conform to the declarations of the packages as provided in the act. In that case, यदि कोई भी ऐसा पैकेज पाया जाता है किसी के पास जो सेल कर रहा है, मैन्युफैक्चर कर रहा है, पैक कर रहा है, इंपोर्ट कर रहा है, डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहा है, डिलीवर कर रहा है या ट्रांसफर कर रहा है, ऑफर, एक्सपोज या परचेस रखता है किसी भी प्रीपैकेज कमोडिटी को सेल करने के लिए, and if it is not confirming the declarations, then the first fine is up to ₹25,000 rupees. Second fine is up to ₹50,000 rupees, and the subsequent fine is not less than 50,000, but it may go up to 1 lakh rupees or with imprisonment up to 1 year. Section 36(2) speaks about the selling, packing, or importing any prepackaged commodity with error in net quantity. Suppose the declarations are something different, but the quantity is not correct. In that case, the fine is in between ₹10,000 to 50,000 rupees for the first offense, and for the second and the subsequent offense, the provision for imprisonment is also made up to 1 year, or with fine not less than 50,000 rupees or up to 1 lakh rupees, or with both. So this is the way how the penal provisions are being made. In the first case, it is the fine. Second case, for declaration, it is a fine. But the third case, fine or the imprisonment. Similarly, for selling net quantity, less net quantity, or short delivery, first offense is compoundable, but the second offense, the provision of compounding as well as imprisonment is also made. We used to say that all the declarations should be on a principal display panel. Principal display panel is nothing. It is a package, means the total surface area. If we talk that this is a package, then all the total surface area, this complete surface area is known to be the principal display panel. The declaration can be given at any place on this principal display panel in such a way that all declarations should be grouped together and given at one place. All declarations should be grouped together and given at one place, or the pre-printed information at one place and online information at another place. So this is the way how this pre-printed information and online information can be given. Pre-printed information at one place and online information and information at another place. This is used for the principal display panel. What are the mandatory declarations which are actually required for a prepackaged commodity? Name and address of the manufacturer, packer or importer. Country of origin in case of an imported product. Common or generic name of the commodity. What is the commodity filled inside the package? Contained in the package. Net quantity in terms of standard unit of weight, measure or number. Only the SI system of units, meter, kilogram and second like that units are allowed. You cannot use pound, ounce, gallon, etc. These units are not allowed in our country. Month and year of manufacture. Retail sale price in Indian currency with inclusive of all taxes. Unit sale price. Batch before or use by date, month and year for a commodity which may become unfit for human consumption. Sizes or dimensions of the commodity if relevant, and the consumer care data is very important because the law wants that every problem should be resolved at the manufacturer and the consumer level. If the consumer find any of the problem, he can directly contact or he can directly call to the manufacturer and the problem can be resolved. If there is any problem in the package, that can be resolved. And it is mandatory to declare the name and address of the consumer care person or the company, name, email and ID and the phone number so that the consumer can directly contact with the company. So this is the way, these are the very few declarations which need to be given on every prepackaged commodity. For e-commerce entities, the Legal Metrology Act also make it mandatory that the declarations need to be made on every e-commerce entity. It is very important because nowadays transactions are taking place through e-commerce entities also. And to ensure that the consumer is getting the complete and the correct information, the Legal Metrology Packaged Commodities rules provide these declarations. Name and address of the manufacturer or importer, country of origin if imported, common or generic name of the commodity, net quantity in standard unit of weight, measure or number, MRP inclusive of all taxes, passed before or used by date, month and year. In case of a commodity becomes unfit for human consumption with time. So this is the way how we used to do this. Now, what will be the size? It is also very important because many times it is observed that the size of the declaration is very small and many times the consumer is not able to read. My request to all the industries, kindly ensure that the size is readable, number one, and it has a complete contrast. If you are having the white bottle and declaring it in the white font, nobody can read. It is very difficult. What is the purpose? Whether we want to cheat the consumer, whether we don't want to give the declaration to the consumer. If the purpose is to provide the declarations, we should be very clear that on white screen, there is a black words or the blue words which can easily be seen. My request to all the industries, be clear about it. And the law also prescribes what will be the size and of the letters and the numerals which are used for the declarations part. If the size of the prepackaged commodity or the principal display panel is less than 50 square centimeter, then the minimum height of the numerals and letters is 1 mm when it is printed. But if it is blown or molded or on the surface of the container, it will be 2 mm. If the size of the packet is in between 15 and 100 centimeters square, then the size of the letter numeral will be 1.5 mm. For molding, it will be 3, like that. If the size of the package is size of principal display panel of the package is more than 2500 square centimeter, then the size of the letter numeral is 6 mm. So this is the way how for the small packages the sizes are small. When the package increases, then the size also increases. There are a few provisions which I wanted to discuss with you. No retail dealer or manufacturer person or including manufacturer, packer, importer, and wholesale dealer shall make any sale of any commodity in packed form at a price exceeding the MRP, maximum retail sale price or retail sale price thereof. It is very important. But again, I would like to request to all my countrymen, all my industry, all my business partners that please see, we still get the complaints of overcharging. The price is declared by the manufacturer himself. Government does not play an important role, or government does not prescribe the prices. Prices are prescribed by you. So my request is kindly honor the MRP. Unless otherwise is specifically provided under any other law, no manufacturer or packer or importer shall declare different maximum retail prices on an identical prepackaged commodity by adopting restrictive trade practices or unfair trade practices as defined under clause 41 and 47 of section 2 of Consumer Protection Act 2019, 35 of 2019. Section 18.5, Rule 18.5 speaks that no wholesale dealer or retail dealer or other person shall obliterate, smudge, or alter the retail sale price. Once declared. Nobody is allowed to change, obliterate, or smudge the price MRP once declared. There's one another provision under the rules that the manufacturers, packers, and importers need to be registered themselves. Every person who or which prepacks or imports any commodity for sale, distribution, or delivery shall get registered his or its name and complete address within 90 days. The time is of 90 days is given from the date on which he or it commences such prepackaging. And registration is very simple. Either you can get it done from our state government website or through the central government website. At the central government level, this is on the NSWS portal, nsws.gov.in. You have to go in the central government approval, registration of manufacturer packer of import packaged commodities. Then you will just have to get submit your details. Very few details we are asking, the name and address, etc., and the commodities. Upload this sample label, and then it will be done by paying of piece of rupees 500. So this is the way how the registration is very simple. Anybody can get it done. My request to all the persons who are doing any manufacturing, packing, or importing to kindly get it registered with the director or with the state governments. This is another very important slide. This price type, how much will be the maximum permissible error or the tolerance in excess or deficiency in case of a prepackaged commodity. If the declared quantity is 50 gram or 50 ml, the error allowed is percentage of 9%. That means, let's say a packet of 30 gram, then the error will be 2.7. 9% is 9 3 is 27. That means 2.7 milligram error is allowed. For packages up from 50 gram to 100 gram or 50 ml to 100 ml, it is 4.5 gram or 4.5 ml. It is simple, directly given. 100 to 200 gram or ml. The error allowed is 4.5%. For 200 gram, it is 9 gram, and for 200 ml, it is 9 ml. 200 to 300 gram or ml, it is 9 gram or ml, directly given. 300 to 500, 3%. 500 to 1000, 115 gram or 15 ml. Up to 50, more than 15 kg, the error allowed is 1%. That means in a container of 15 kg, the error allowed is 150 gram or 150 ml. So this is the way how this error, maximum permissible error, is defined. Please try to understand this is an international practice. The errors or the tolerances have been taken from the international level, but it does not mean that a single packet will be packed in less quantity of 150 gram. It means if the error allowed is 150 gram, it does not mean that all 15 kg packages will be packed 100 gram less. Because when we used to check, we check on the basis of the average. Average can never be less than the actual quantity declared. So that there should not be, if some in one packet, the quantity is 1 or 2 gram less, in another packet it will be more. So that the quantity, the average is constant. Otherwise, it may happen that somebody will starting, because nowadays weighing machines are accurate, very accurate, up to the order of milligram or microgram we can measure at the small level. So it is very important. Even for the gold and jewelry, precious metals, we have asked that these weighing machines which are used for the selling of selling of gold, silver, or the precious metals, they should use the weighing machine of 1 milligram least count. जो उसका वेरिफिकेशन स्केल इंटरवल है जो होना चाहिए वो कम से कम 1 मिलीग्राम होना चाहिए, जो हम वेइंग मशीन यूज करते हैं गोल्ड के लिए या प्रीशियस मेटल्स की सेल के लिए. यदि हम लेंथ की बात करें तो 2% है 10 मीटर तक, और उसके बाद 1% एरर अलाउड है. एरिया में 4% है 10 स्क्वायर मीटर तक, और उसके बाद 1% है. नंबर में 2% ऑफ द डिक्लेयर्ड क्वांटिटी. सो दिस इज द वे हाउ दिस इज बीइंग मेड फॉर ऑल प्री पैकेज्ड कमोडिटीज, बिकॉज ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। कितनी एरर एक पैकेट में हो सकती है वो भी गिवन है, लेकिन जब हम फैक्ट्री में जाकर के या इंपोर्ट की प्रेमिसेस में जाकर के चेक करते हैं नेट क्वांटिटी को, तो उस समय जो हमारा एवरेज होता है इट कैन नॉट बी लेस देन द डिक्लेयर्ड क्वांटिटी। जब हम इंस्पेक्शन करते हैं क्वांटिटी का और एरर का या क्वांटिटी एंड एरर इन पैकेज अंडर रूल 19, द करेक्टेड एवरेज ऑफ द नेट क्वांटिटी, तो हम एवरेज भी नहीं लेते हैं, हम लेते हैं उसका करेक्टेड एवरेज। अभी 1 मिनट में बताता हूं, बहुत सिंपल फॉर्मूला है, सारा इंटरनेशनल प्रैक्टिस है, कोई भी आपका हमने ऐसा नहीं है कोई रूल ऐसा बना दिया जो यहां पर बना है, ये प्रैक्टिस इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे नहीं है, ये रूल सारी की सारी चीजें इंटरनेशनल है, जैसे दुनिया में होता है वैसे ही हम करते हैं। इसीलिए हमारे जो प्रोडक्ट्स हैं आपको सारी दुनिया में सारे मार्केट्स में आपको मिलेंगे।
बना दिया सर, बना दिया।
If the corrected average of the net quantity contained in the package drawn as sample is lesser than the quantity declared on the packages or on the labels affixed thereto, or the number of packages that show an error in deficiency exceeding the maximum permissible error is greater than that shown in column 4 of table under fifth schedule. I will just show you the table. And any such package shows an error in deficiency exceeding twice the maximum permissible error. तो कुछ पैकेज में मैक्सिमम परमिसिबल एरर से लेके ट्वाइस ऑफ द मैक्सिमम परमिसिबल एरर तक भी एरर अलाउ हमने की है, लेकिन एक तो जो एवरेज करेक्टेड एवरेज है वो आपका एग्जैक्टली सेम होना चाहिए, दूसरा कोई भी पैकेट ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए जिसमें एरर ट्वाइस से ज्यादा हो, और तीसरा कोई भी जो नंबर ऑफ पैकेज आपने अलाउ किए हैं उतने पैकेज से ज्यादा नंबर नहीं होना चाहिए। यदि ऐसा होता है तो जो हमारे ऑफिसर्स हैं वो इन पैकेजेस को सील कर लेते हैं, रोक लेते हैं, और दोबारा से पूरा चेक करने के बाद करंट दोबारा भरवाने के बाद ही रिलीज करते हैं मार्केट में जाने के लिए। सो आफ्टर सिटिंग ओवर हियर आई कैन गिव यू द गारंटी दैट व्हेन यू आर गेटिंग अ बॉटल ऑफ 1 लीटर इट इज 1 लीटर, व्हेन यू आर गेटिंग एनी कमोडिटी ऑफ 1 केजी इट इज 1 केजी। ये गारंटी लीगल मेट्रोलॉजी मैं यहां बैठ करके आपको दे सकता हूं। आप जब मिल्क खरीदने जाते हैं सुबह 1 लीटर का, तो वो हम इंश्योर करते हैं कि वो 1 लीटर है, उससे कम नहीं होता। और कम देने का कॉन्सेप्ट इंडिया में कभी था भी नहीं। मुझे याद है जब हम लोग आज से 40-50 साल 55 साल पहले देखते हैं, 50 साल पहले, तो जब हम लोग मार्केट में सामान लेने जाते थे तो वो क्या करते थे, दुकानदार थोड़ा सामान ज्यादा ही डालते थे। एज आई रिमेंबर, दूध लेते थे थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा डालते थे। सो दैट वाज अ कॉन्सेप्ट व्हिच वी हैव सीन इन आवर अर्ली डेज। सो आई होप द सेम कॉन्सेप्ट इज स्टिल गोइंग ऑन इन आवर कंट्री। अब निकालते कैसे हैं जरा देखिए करेक्टेड एवरेज। सबसे पहले वी विल कैलकुलेट the standard deviation. Standard deviation is nothing, it is basically sigma, which is square root of 1 upon n minus 1 summation of xi minus x bar to the whole square. X bar is the average or the mean value, xi is the individual values of net quantity, n is the total number of quantities or total number of observations which we have taken. Corrected value xc is nothing, it is x bar, that is average value, plus sigma into c. Sigma is the standard deviation and c is the करेक्शन फैक्टर्स। दिस इज कंप्लीट साइंटिफिक, वी डोंट हैव टू डू इट। अब आपको मुझे ज्यादा इसमें बताने की जरूरत नहीं है, बिल्कुल मैथमेटिकल है। हमारा पूरा एक्सेल शीट बना होता है हमारे ऑफिसर्स के पास। हमारे कुछ ऑफिसर्स जो आंध्र प्रदेश के हैं उन्होंने पूरा एक्सेल शीट बना के दिया हुआ है, एंड एवरीबॉडी हैज द सेम, वेरी सिंपली जस्ट पुट द वैल्यू एंड गेट द रिजल्ट्स। ये जो आपके करेक्शन फैक्टर है जो भी मैंने आपको बताया, ये फिक्स होता है, ये कांस्टेंट होता है करेक्शन फैक्टर। फॉर एग्जांपल, यदि लॉट साइज आपका 100 से 500 के बीच में है, यदि आपके जो पैकेजेस हैं जिनको हम चेक कर रहे हैं नेट क्वांटिटी को, वो 100 से 500 के बीच में है, तो जो सैंपल साइज लेंगे हम वो लेंगे 50 का, और जो करेक्शन फैक्टर हम इसमें लगाएंगे वो लगाएंगे 0.379। फिक्स्ड वैल्यू है, वी डोंट हैव टू पुट आवर माइंड, सिंपल। और जो नंबर ऑफ पैकेजेस हैं जो डबल एमआरपी से, डबल मैक्सिमम परमिसिबल एरर से कम होने चाहिए, वो आपके 3 हैं। 3 पैकेजेस आर अलाउड। सिमिलरली, if the number of packages are in between 501 to 3200, the sample size will be 80, correction factor is 0.295, and number of packages will be 5. If it is more than 3200, then the sample size will be 125, correction factor is 0.234, and the number of packages are 7. So this is the way how we used to do this under the legal methodology packaged commodities rules. We used to ensure, we used to check the net quantity. This we have already discussed. Yes, the concept of unit sale price has already been introduced. Per gram, per ml, per centimeter, or per number. Per kg if it is more than 1 kg, per liter if it is more than 1 liter, and Similarly, but it has also given some provisions. What are the provisions? Packages containing alcoholic beverages or special liquor. The state excise laws and the rules made thereunder shall be applicable within the state in which it is manufactured. Provided further that declaration of unit sale price is not required for the prepackaged commodities in which retail sale price is equal to the unit sale price. So in both the cases, the declaration of unit sale price is not mandatory. The declaration of unit sale price is also not required for a combination package, group package, or multi-piece package. Combination package means two or more individual packages or individual pieces of dissimilar commodities. The commodities are different: cup and plate, forks and knives. So these are the different type of commodities. Group packages, commodities are same but of different quantity, different sizes, different the commodities which are generally the same but differ in weight, measure, or volume. Multi-piece package, same commodity, same quantity with same commodity, same quantity. This is called the multi-piece. But however, we have decided that for all these type of three packages, the declaration of unit sale price is not mandatory. Now we have also made it mandatory that month and year of manufacture. Earlier we were allowed the month and year of import or packaging, but now all commodities have to be declaring month and year of manufacture. For electronic products, it can be given to declare anywhere on the package. Exemption is also given to declare month and year of manufacture for spare parts and accessories, provided they are used for the purpose of servicing with a warranty. When the warranty is given by the service center, then there is no need to declare the month and year of manufacture. The loose commodities which are ordered through e-commerce channels where consumers are aware of the order quantity, its type and quantity, then we have to declare on the e-commerce websites. These are the few declarations: consumer care email ID and phone number, name and address of manufacturer, packer, importer, retail sale price, and the net quantity. These are the few declarations which we are asking on e-commerce websites जब वो प्रोडक्ट बेच रहे हैं ओपन में या लूज में. इसके अलावा जो हमारा गारमेंट्स है या हाजिरी है उनके लिए भी हमने कहा है बहुत थोड़े से डिक्लेरेशंस देने हैं जब वो लूज में बेचते हैं, लाइक नेम एंड एड्रेस ऑफ मैन्युफैक्चरर और मार्केटर और ब्रांड ओनर, कंज्यूमर केयर ईमेल आईडी, साइजेज इन मेट्रिक नोटेशन, मैक्सिमम रिटेल प्राइस. Exemption is given to sale of finished products. The above information shall be displayed on e-commerce websites if so through e-commerce. We have already discussed that the directors can be nominated in a company, and if the company wish in place of a director, they can also nominate other persons for their different establishments or branches or different units in any establishment or branch. They can, for the branches or the establishments, different persons can also be nominated. Who has the authority and responsibility for planning, directing, and controlling the activities of the establishment or branches or different units. These are the few advisories we have issued. These are number of registrations we are regularly issuing for the nomination of directors, for pre-packaged commodities. These are the number of certificates we used to issue on regular basis. We also have this national single window system. All the activities are available on this national single window system. We have also implemented another very important activity by which that we will make all amendments applicable either from 1st of January or 1st of July, giving 180 days time, so that the industry should get sufficient time for changing their cylinders, for getting ready, for utilizing their pre-packaged products or the packaging material. This amendment will provide ample time for businesses to adopt the changes. EMAP, we are developing a national portal, EMAP portal. It will actually change the legal metrology system in our country. This system is working very well, and every activity, including all enforcement, all hearing of the state government and the central government, will be through this portal. Very shortly, we will be having this portal, and every activity of licensing, registration, certification will be available on this website, which is emap.gov.in. The platform enhances efficiency in monitoring and enforcement, bolstering consumer protection and fairness in the marketplace. A transparent and efficient legal metrology system inspires confidence in trade, industry, and consumer, and brings harmonious environment for conducting businesses. These are the few highlights. Comprehensive online services, apply for legal metrology approvals, obtain licenses, complete registrations, all services accessible through single portal. These are the states which have already been onboarded. These are the advantages. Eliminate multiple state portal registrations. You will get register one, and you can enter in any one of the state. Reduces paperwork, minimizes compliance burdens, ensures timely adherence to LM Act, ease to consumers for verifying authenticity of certificate. The remaining states are being asked to onboard on the portal very shortly. We have also developed the software testing facility at our regional reference standards laboratories, because nowadays in most of the weighing and measuring instruments, we are having the softwares. So we must have to develop the software testing facility. With the help of CDEC, we are developing this facility at all RSS, and I hope within 3 months, these facilities will be operational at all RSS, and all weighing and measuring instruments which we are getting today will be also tested through their softwares. We are doing validation, but we are not able to test completely, which will start shortly. These are the new rules which we are bringing very shortly. As I told you, we are also having a meeting with all stakeholders on every Tuesday during 4 to 5 p.m. You can kindly check it on our website, consumeraffairs.gov.in. At the screen, at the main screen, you will find the link, and from the link, anybody can join, and anybody can ask any question with any one of the state government or the legal metrology if it is related with the legal metrology. So these are the few equipments which are bringing very shortly. Internet speed measuring device we are trying to bring. Fat measuring content. Speed gun has already been notified. Breath analyzers, final stage, infrared thermometers, etc. So these are the new weighing and measuring instruments which we are developing very shortly. And all these weighing and measuring instruments will be verified and stamped by our legal metrology officers. Radar equipment has been notified on 14th of January, and now it is in force. It will come into force from 1st of July. Rules were finalized after detailed discussion with the stakeholders and after seeking public comments. All these radar equipment will be verified and stamped to ensure their correctness for the protection of human beings. Verified and stamped radar equipment crucial for applications like traffic enforcement, for preventing accidents and wear and tear of roads. Gas meters, PNG, piped natural gas. We have also brought these rules, and from 1st of September, these rules were come into force. Now, all these gas meters which are available in our country, they are already approved by the legal metrology, but they are not verified and stamped. We hope that very soon, after the September, all these gas meters will be verified and stamped, so that we can ensure that whatsoever the quantity is shown by them or delivered by them is correct. So this is the way how we are working in our legal metrology system to just safeguard the interest of consumers, interest of industries, and everyone. Now, I would like to say, to kindly switch on your mic. Thank you very much for this brief presentation. We'll continue to enlighten the new concepts which are coming under the legal metrology. My request to all the participants to kindly switch on your switch on your video, switch off your mic till you are not asking any question, so that we can take few photographs, and you can see your photographs on our social media platforms. Everyone can see the photographs are always uploaded on social media platforms, and you can like your photo yourself. Thank you. Now I can take few questions. If you have few questions, you can kindly raise your hands one by one. Yes, Mr. Kapil Dev, please ask. You can unmute yourself and can speak, or others. Mr. VSV Kumar. I'm not able to hear anyone. Mr. VSV Kumar, you want to ask anything? Am I audible to all? Mr.
Yes,
Veni
sir.
Pratap. Okay,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Okay. Mr. Veni Pratap. Or otherwise, we have taken few photographs for the social media platforms. Can we close this? With this, I would like to thank all the participants. You can check your certificates on our portal jagograhakjago.gov.in/seminars. jagograhakjago.gov.in/seminars. You can check your certificates. With this, I would like to thank all the participants.